You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. All right. I have just I doesn't wonder why you got. Do you watch my stuff before? Read my books. It might save you some money. Certainly us time. Hello, Aaron. My name is something. You're a late 20s STEM guy. Leave it all that. You served in a military that was an ally to the United States, so hopefully you can get a discount. Yes, you can. I came to you because I guess you're the closest thing I have to a pastor or mentor. You need a new religion if I'm your pastor, man. Recently, I've been severely tempted by the idea of dating foreign women and maybe one day bring one of them home or go to hers through marriage. Now, I'm not talking about dating women in third world countries. I'm actually interested only in women from developed countries. I myself am from a developed country. I find it hard to connect on a mental level with people from developing countries culturally. So it's not that I'm on the outlook for gold diggers from poor countries in Southeast Asia. Well, Luca Vendetti is going to be very upset with you. Sorry, just ate. There we are. I guess I need a couple slaps in order to get a grip because I was all for going my own way before this foreign women ideal hijacked my brain. I have absolutely no delusion that women in other countries are significantly different than the feminists I have at home, though as I am right now, I'm scared because I can totally picture myself meeting someone, marrying her so we could live together, and then instead of breaking up like normal if it doesn't work out, actually getting divorced internationally, and all because of my stupid temptations idealization. Well, it's genetics too. I just did a whole video on the disproportionate wealth income, basically why the Democrat Party lies to black people and keeps them poor. And of many other things I talked about, traitism and how everyone is genetically predisposed to be lazy because you could serve energy that way. Like laziness for 99.99999% of human existence was not a sin. Now it is because technology has gotten to the point where it's like, well, you better get off your ass and do something. But there's still that holdover, like, whoa, don't hang on. We don't know where our next meal is coming from. Wait for the antelope to come to us. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to get married and find a beautiful wife and have kids. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what men have wanted since dawn or the dawn of time. It's like, and in fairness to show you, what you do and don't control with your emotions or feelings, or I guess your preferences. Women don't like short guys. Since time immemorial, women have wanted tall men. They don't control it. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's your genetics. I, when I was younger, had a propensity to only date women more than 3 dates if they had sex with me. Because for the women who didn't have sex, man, bye-bye. I mean, don't, this is normal. You're about that age. So I said, well, you could give me more details, like where are you originally from? Do you like white girls, Asian girls, black girls, skinny girls, girls that climb on rocks? Your overall goals, family, children, just a hot chick to have sex with, kind of open-ended with, I'm from, I don't want to identify you too much. Boop-a-doo, 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 boop-a-doo. Okay, so you are on Team USA. You weren't part of America. Dating locally. All right, so you're from there and you're living there. All right. Dating locally for people of my profile is a nightmare. We're looked down upon because you're from a foreign country in a foreign land. Constantly being reduced to punch below our weight. I'm working independently. I'm moving to the United States, regardless of the women question, because of the many issues my particular group of people face in this particular country. I am doing great here financially, making a good salary, but socially, my friends of my ethnicity and my position in terms of dating is terrible. I never wanted to be a player. It was always about having a nuclear family for me. Okay, I like white and Asian girls. I've been talking recently to some women in Switzerland and Japan. I find them to be surprisingly pleasant. What limited experience I've had with Japanese girls, it was always a pleasure and a joy. Maybe it didn't go anywhere. Maybe there wasn't a lot of fire or anything like that. But I remember one gal, I almost forgot, like, wow, that's right. You're a female, like you're nice and demure. And you asked me about myself. This is weird. I'm just a little off. So that, yeah, I'm kind of curious. Well, why not Austria? Or Croatia? Why just Switzerland? Just the most boring country in all of Europe that I visited anyway. Also, unlike the women of the country I'm in right now who look down at me, they actually think that my international background is really cool. I also made friends with a white America girl spontaneously who just thought my background was fascinating. Well, it kind of is. I mean, it's not boring. But I want to make it clear that this question isn't about how do I meet them, because I don't have a particular problem with that. I like to hear. Well, I was trying to figure out like where you could go. That's why I was asking, like different races that you like. But since you hate black people, yeah. No, I'm kidding. You just hate Latinos. That's who you like, Asian and white gals. Okay, so now I know where you want to go. I'd like to hear from you whether you think it's a good idea to even bother with it in the first place, or should I just be a rich bachelor and learn to cope with the loneliness better? That, or maybe I should just wait until my immigration process is finalized, and in America I can see if my fortune changes. All right, look, we could say that America and maybe some parts of Europe are furthest down the feminist hole. And if you came here, I mean, I even wrote the book of Numbers, Analyzing ROI in the Pursuit of Women. It's not good. You'd have to put a lot of work into it. I mean, it's not hopeless, but you'd have to put a lot of work into it. But I honestly, I would not get married in America. And I honestly think the nuclear family is dead. So if you were to move here, you would have to like get a foreign girl, but you still want to develop nation. There's the problem. America and maybe Sweden and a couple other places might be down that rabbit hole the furthest, but the rest of the developed world is not that far behind. Maybe you get some traditional culture going in Asian cultures, but even South Korea, they had a borderline hot, not fun hot sex war. Like, I mean, live fire hot war going on between the sexes over there. And you look at it when we're told the same thing, career, and you don't need children and whatever else. And maybe Japan, Taiwan might be some place you want to consider. But for the most part, the developed world is pretty feminist and moving that way. So your chances aren't that good. Now, on one hand, yeah, I totally understand. Like, you want to get married, you want to have kids. That's what you're. And that's fine. But you have to be very conscious and cognizant and aware of how low your chances are, so that you do not ruin your life or ruin your expectations or get depressed when it does not statistically likely happen. Now, when it comes to marriage, though, look, it's very simple. I've had this very simple policy. I don't know why people don't understand this. It's the fish in the lime water. I mean, what you really ought to do, if you're having questions, go get this book of Numbers, Better Bachelor Edition or not, doesn't matter. And I talk about how women can, that could be the greatest thing in your life and love, but your pursuit costs are going to be so high, and the chance of you finding them are so low that you have to change your tactics and strategies. So I talk about putting in the line, put on a line in the river. And I'm sure they have it in your home country where you tie down several fishing lines, you toss it into the river, and you go grab a bite to eat, and you come back and maybe you got a fish. I'm not saying don't. I'm not saying don't date. I'm not saying don't ask out a cute girl. You see a cute girl, ask her out. I'm all for you guys going out and having fun. I mean, go ahead, ask girls out. And you know what? Kind of keep a keen eye out for marriage material. But it's going to be a surprise, man. It's going to be a surprise. and just kind of looking at all the behavior and the data and everything, it's more or less they're going to have to choose you, where you're dating and da da da. But yeah, it's not like, just don't, how do I want to put it? Don't let your idealism and dreams and wants and hopes and desires and let alone your genetics blind you to a gal who really isn't good for you. A girl that really doesn't want to get married. A girl that's like, because you already have it baked in. They're like, well, then that way we get divorced internationally. Oh, there's some optimism. And there's some hope. Look, you should find a gal where it's like, wow, I am compelled. Like, I can't live without that girl. That girl is like, oh my God. And not like 18-year-old private gets first pass off the base and finds himself a stripper off base and gets engaged. All right. I mean, you're old enough now. You should know the difference. But, okay, fine. You got this idea in your head. I'm not against you getting married. Just be very careful and make sure it's the right one, which is increasingly hard nowadays, not only because there's very few, and so you may not find the one, but you may think you found the one, and she turns out not to be the one. And here's what you need to do, given your international background. I would contact a lawyer from your home country. Find out if you should leave your money there. Find out where you get married. Find out the best country to get married. Because I can guarantee, man, you do not want to be coming to the United States to get married. You do not want to come here like, oh, I found a girl. She's all right. And here's another thing that's going to happen. I don't know about the country you're in, but I do know Switzerland, Japan, and Asia in general. The girls are thinner and more attractive over there than they are here in the United States. You're going to come here and you'll have a new normal. Your standards will lower. And I'm afraid not only physically, but also personality wise. In other words, if you came here, then I almost would just throw in the towel. Unless you found an international person, find an expat community. Honestly, I know your country women are they rustle, for lack of a better word. And I could see where you want a nice, demure Japanese lady just to be nice. But I'd almost go there to find a wife. I guess the country you're in, because of the nationality you are, I guess that's a disadvantage. I can go somewhere else nearby. But whether that's in the country you're living or your home nation, I would find out where it is best for you to get married. And then no matter where you go, boom, go back. Because I don't think you're giving up your citizenship of your home country, right? Find out what assets you have in terms of legal protection from divorce, should that happen. Like, find out where you should get married. And don't, maybe we go to her place and we get married because it's wonderful in wherever the horrible divorce laws are. Spain, I don't know. Yeah, so no, you got my blessing to chase after a wife. Just be darn careful when you do. And make sure your expectations are in line with what's likely to happen, which depending on how much effort you put into it, it could be, I mean, you could have a pretty good shot, but it's almost a full-time job to go find a gal. Joe Allen, $2, can't resist biological programming. No, you can't. That's why I'm not yelling at him. I mean, I like to think that we're not all NPCs. We just took the red pill. Now we're robots, and we have like an algorithm and a decision node table, which we do. We have policy, but it's like I can't fault a guy for, yeah, I like to get married to a pretty girl and have kids. Well, not me. I never wanted kids. Maybe get married to a pretty girl. Yeah, when I was younger. Now, nope, no marriage. No. Any other thing? Oh, Joe Allen again, $2. Lost 50 pounds, getting more female attention. Yeah, you will. Yeah. Imagine how that goes, Joe. Imagine that. What do you got? You did a marathon. You got what? Maybe another 30 pounds? You'll be all right. Then you actually get to date them. You're like, oh my God. Why are they so boring? All right, that's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. See you guys later, Toodles.